Daylight, my MVVs, welcome.
Yes, so it is said that a person should not seek to outlaugh he who lost his life in a laughing competition. It is not a small something, no, as we are hearing. They said there was some royal panic, suspicion, fear, and tears as Ebony's son, fell sick from nowhere, convulsed 8 times in one night. That she cried as Ooni of Ife asked her what she has done this time. It's not a small something, no. Now they said, you do know that on Saturday, I stand to be corrected, was Ooni of Ife's 9th-year anniversary on the throne. And, there were, wishes coming from left, right, and center. Though there was no, like, that kind of very hot event like they will always have, the reason happens to be that the Ooni of Ife has been having event back to back. The man self in don't tire, right? So they just had to do people well wishers in the palace. They had to organize small things after Gospel had gone to apologize. Remember that the other day she was very, very upset that they didn't make her, responsible for the show that is about to happen in Brazil next year, January. She felt like she has the monopoly of, traveling overseas to represent the Ooni of Ife. Even after Naomi came back to the palace of the Ooni of Ife, or came back to the life of the Ooni of Ife, anybody would have expected that, gospel will show understanding and allow things to slide. But no, it was a lot of problems. And at the end of the day, they said she went back to go and beg Ooni of Ife that they misunderstood her, that she didn't say she was not going to do take any responsibility. Now, that which you saw there, with the small celebration of Ooni of Ife's 9th-year anniversary was organized by Gospel, just to make up for that outburst, the unnecessary anger and all of that. They did everything. Now, you saw that on that 9th anniversary, Ebony had posted, said all her, all the beautiful things that she would say about the Ooni of Ife. Now, if you know her, that is how she talks about her husband. She's one woman that is always there praising the Ooni of Ife. So she said all of those her things. She praised her husband and talked on how Ooni of Ife is the best man in the world, the father of everybody, and blah, blah, blah. And she said all of those things that she is fond of saying about her husband. Then they said they went to bed, as we are hearing. And there was nothing wrong with Moro Lade, like nothing wrong with that child. The child was fine, healthy. If there was something wrong with the child, she wouldn't even be in the mood to post those things that she posted. As a mother, you know that. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the boy. And they say all of a sudden, that child started convulsing. They said the child convulsed. The aunt started pouring kernel oil, did everything that they know how to do. And the thing went down, started again. The boy was running temperature. It went down. Then they took the child to the hospital. They gave the injections and everything they are supposed to give. They brought the boy back that night, and they said the convulsion started. They said that night alone, the boy had 8 convulsions, 8 sections of convulsion, 8 that night. Now, and as a mother, you know that what that will mean. That can be the scariest thing that can happen to you, because I have seen a child that was convulsing like that before you knew it, but that was it, or now from there. And so they say it was very terrifying for her. She cried, and it was during this time out that they called Kabiesi, and Kabiesi was asking her, what has she done this time around? What has she done? Can she say, because Kabiesi already felt like something was wrong. Kabiesi felt like it might be a retribution. And of course, Kabiesi would not want any retribution on his own child. Of course, it's his child, he loves the child, and so they said immediately he started asking Ebony if there is anything Ebony needs to tell him. That if Ebony knows that there is something that she needs to tell him, Ebony should go ahead right away and let him know so that he knows exactly what to do. What have you done this time around? Because the last time we checked, she was the one who was into a superiority fight with small Tadenikawo. She was the one who wanted Morolade to be a part of that a ritual that is happening next week. She's the one who has been fighting for nothing, blind fight, like for absolutely nothing. It's almost like something is pushing you to cause problems in your matrimonial home, because that is exactly what this is. And so, with that level of desperation, Ooni of Ife felt like, is it that she may have been so desperate that she has tried something, and maybe this is some kind of retribution and all of that. And they say she was crying so much that why would Kabiyesi ask her that under the circumstances, because it was Tadenikawo just now. And before what happened to Tadenikawo happened, remember, Lorinami had seen it. Iyanifa saw it from where Iyanifa was. And Kabiyesi, they did stuff that morning very much. After they went to go and bring that hair, that they said a rope was burning, they should bring it. Iyanifa told them exactly what to do to send it back to where it is coming from. And they did everything. So the reason why Kabiyesi was asking if there was something she did is because Kabiyesi is well aware of what has transpired in the palace. Kabiyesi is well aware of what Iyanifa asked them to do. Kabiyesi is well aware that he himself has done stuff because he can play with anything in this world, not with Tadenikawo. And they say that was why the Ooni of Ife was asking her what she has done this time. And everybody, the family, they would always support her, that Kabiyesi ought not to have spoken that way. She was desperate. It could have been anything. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the boy. And the boy, there's nothing wrong with that child up until now, except for one or two things. And Kabiyesi strongly believed that whatever it is that plagued that child that night was a retribution. Now, it's important for you people to bear in mind that I have told you these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media. I do not live in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. Neither am I related to the monarch or related to anyone who is related to them. I'm a blogger. I get an information, I reenact it, and I post it, letting you understand that whatever information I post on social media, you want to take it with a pinch of salt. Now, they said, she cried so much because Ooni of Ife said, whatever is happening, if you do not tell me, I will not force myself. But one thing I can promise all of you is that I will never, ever allow anybody hurt my son, Tadenikawo. I'm going to bring you more update. I appreciate you so much. Do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media.